I'm Dr. Stephen Calderwood. I work at the dentist office out in Fallon, Nevada. I've been here for about 4 years now. Two of those as an owner in Blue Tree, two as an associate before that. I grew up in Utah in a little town called Heber and did all my schooling in Utah, and that's where all my family is. And um, I had a contact with the oral surgeon that works here in Fallon, and when I was graduating dental school, he told me he was working at the best office he'd ever seen, and that it was just managed better than any office he'd ever seen, and just he had nothing but good things to say about it. So my wife and I drove out here and met with the staff here, and driving out here, it just was the last place in the world that we had imagined ourselves moving to. But we came to the office and we met the people, and that was just, we were, at least sold on trying it out here and coming to see what it was like out here. But then after a couple of years of working out here and Blue Tree, multiple times offering partnership opportunities, and we decided that we wanted to stay out here. And so here we are, 4 years later now, and I'm a general dentist out here, and I just really enjoy, working out here. The people I work with, I think it's just a good group of people, great support. Just we have a great time. We really enjoy what we do. Obviously, everyone has hard days, but it's nice to be around people you enjoy being around. One perk about my job is that I don't have to manage as much. I can just do dentistry, see patients, and go home. And when I go home, I go home. What led me to dentistry is just I've always wanted to work with people. I've always had interest in healthcare of some kind, and I jump back and forth through a couple of different ideas between medical and dental and things like that. But ultimately, dental provided me the freedom that I wanted to treat patients in a way that I wanted to treat them. I felt too restricted in any other format, and at the end of the day, dentistry was just a good way for me to help people, kind of how I wanted to help people.
Mm-hmm.
Blue Tree was sheer happenstance. I came to this practice through a referral. Someone led me to this practice, told me how great this practice was, and they happened to be a part of Blue Tree. And then after being an associate here for a couple of years, I became familiar with Blue Tree and kind of how they functioned. They offered me several times to partnership in, and it just wasn't the right timing for me quite yet. I wasn't quite sure this is where I wanted to live, this is where I wanted to take my career. But after spending some time getting to know Blue Tree and getting to know their model and the people involved in Blue Tree, it seemed kind of like a dumb idea not to join Blue Tree and be a part of this. The first Christmas party here, and that was really our first Christmas away from home and family and all of that, and really being separated, and just the feeling of family and camaraderie, and not that it's just a job, but that these are people that actually care about each other and are here to support each other. Blue Tree is just honestly little by little getting to know the members of Blue Tree and coming to realize that the people who make up this company are real people. I had a patient quite young, in her teens, and she had some medical issues that had caused her to basically lose her dentition. She's had very, very poor dental health, and she was one that that we were going to have to ultimately put in dentures. And that was really hard for me to have such a young girl going through something like that. And I felt a lot of responsibility, a lot of weight on my shoulders as far as treating her in the direction that we should go. Luckily, I had two other great doctors to bounce ideas off of, to kind of help guide me in that path, because it was early on in my career. And also had the support of the office. The patient was not financially prepared to go through that type of a treatment plan and to have all those extractions and dentures done. And so the office was willing to kind of assist in her case. And so just to see kind of everybody come together and have all that support was a really cool opportunity for me. And now to continue to work with that patient and see her years later, and she's so happy with her dentures and with her smile and everything, that's been a really cool, what could have been terrible experience. Initially, it was a really scary experience for me, turned out to something that's been very rewarding. Blue Tree cares more about doctor autonomy. I've never once been told how many crowns I need to produce, how much of this or that. I've always been supported in the type of dentistry that I want to provide. And if there's ever been anything that I want to learn or expand in my career, Blue Tree has always supported that. And so I guess that would be another thing that I could say, is that Blue Tree cares more about doctor personal and professional growth. Initially, when I first started off, I went through a laser course and was certified in laser usage. Pretty soon after that, I became Invisalign certified and started providing Invisalign. Blue Tree supported that whole class and that whole process there. I didn't have to pay anything out of pocket for it, as well as I have a lot of other doctors in Blue Tree that have supported me in learning that. And so if I have difficult cases, I can refer to them and refer to their expertise and receive guidance on those harder cases. Just help me increase my confidence in my ability to provide those treatments. And then currently I am learning how to place implants, and Blue Tree is also providing information and courses and materials and equipment for all of that. I work Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, so I have Wednesdays and weekends off. Initially, I thought that was kind of weird, but I really like it because I love having the midweek, day off, kind of a break in the schedule. It allows me not to get burned out throughout the week, and I can kind of recharge and maintain focus for the remainder of the week there. But we start work at 8 o'clock. We have a 10-minute morning huddle. We all meet together as a team, go over patients of the day, positives, and just kind of get pumped up for the day. And then we see patients all morning until 1 o'clock, and patients in the afternoon from 2 to 5. Generally speaking, during that time, I have no administrative responsibilities. I'm generally just seeing patients for that amount of time. If I do have downtime between patients, a lot of times I can spend that either on personal development, whether that be taking CEs or something like that. But generally speaking, most of what I do is actually dentistry. After work, I go home. I got 3 amazing kids. They're a lot of energy, and right now Dad's pretty cool to them. And so I get home and a lot of my time is required with that. On my days off, I like to go skiing. Right now there's, starting to get some snow. And so we've been skiing a couple of times, and spending time with my wife and kids is kind of my main hobby. And that's a lot of what my life is right now. So I chose Blue Tree over a private practice because I think ultimately I figured out I want to be a dentist. I don't necessarily want to manage a business. I mean, I know all through dental school, that was kind of my plan. And honestly, growing up, that was always my plan. I think I wanted the freedoms that come with owning your own practice, but then I started realizing how much actual work, stress, anxiety, financial responsibility, financial stress, and all those things that come with being, whether that be buying a practice or starting a practice. And I think I liked the model here a little bit more than what that provided. And I still have a lot of the freedoms, basically the same freedoms that otherwise I would have as a business owner. Blue Tree allows me to be a dentist. Blue Tree allows me to, they take care of the parts that would otherwise bog me down, and I can live my life. I got the work-life balance that I want, and I can be a dentist and see patients, and the stress is free from that. If at all possible, just come meet the people. Like, there's just something about the people here that you realize, like, these are people who care about patients. They're people who care about employees and people who care about each other. And I don't think that's anything that you can put into words other than just seeing it for yourself.